Back to Hillary Clinton from last night, speaking about how we really need to pull together. We are stronger. And this is not a, in my opinion, maybe some would disagree, but I don't think that this is a, fall in line behind me. I think this is in fact, George Lakoff talks about this. George Lakoff, the neuroscience guy, the linguist, actually, I think he is a language science guy out of the UC Berkeley, as I recall, and who wrote Don't Think About an Elephant. And he talks about how conservatives are looking for a stern, protective father figure. And liberals are looking for community. We're all in this together. Family, tribe, and not in the Pat Buchanan way, but we're all part of this country. Liberals are looking for that, as opposed to a strong father figure. And that, if you understand that frame, virtually all of Hillary Clinton's speech last night, and frankly, most of the speeches over the last 4 days, were put into that second frame, into that Lakoff, nurturing family as opposed to strict father frame. And the entire RNC last week was all about strict father. From Rudy Giuliani coming out, with flames running up behind him and bug-eyed, giant bloodshot. I'm exaggerating for effect, but it is a fire coming out of his fingers. From that to Hillary Clinton talking about how we have always been a country that worked together. This was the basis of the founding of our country.
My friends, we've come to Philadelphia, the birthplace of our nation, because what happened in this city 240 years ago still has something to teach us today. We all know the story, but we usually focus on how it turned out, and not enough on how close that story came to never being written at all. When representatives from 13 unruly colonies met just down the road from here, some wanted to stick with the king, and some wanted to stick it to the king. The revolution hung in the balance. Then somehow they began listening to each other, compromising, finding common purpose. And by the time they left Philadelphia, they had begun to see themselves as one nation. That's what made it possible to stand up to a king. That took courage. They had courage. Our founders embraced the enduring truth that we are stronger together.
She speaks of this in clip number 5 here. She talks about how together Americans can fix these things.
So, don't let anyone tell you that our country is weak. We're not. Don't let anyone tell you we don't have what it takes. We do. And most of all, don't believe anyone who says, I alone can fix it. Yes, those were actually Donald Trump's words in Cleveland. And they should set off alarm bells for all of us. Really? I alone can fix it? Isn't he forgetting troops on the front lines, police officers and firefighters who run toward danger, doctors and nurses who care for us, teachers who change lives, entrepreneurs who see possibilities in every problem, mothers who lost children to violence and are building a movement to keep other kids safe? He's forgetting every last one of us. Americans don't say, I alone can fix it. We say, we'll fix it together.
And then in the clip number 6, she amplifies on that and says, this is just not cheap talk. Here we go.
20 years ago, I wrote a book called It Takes a Village. And a lot of people looked at the title and asked, what the heck do you mean by that? This is what I mean. None of us can raise a family, build a business, heal a community, or lift a country totally alone. America needs every one of us to lend our energy, our talents, our ambition to making our nation better and stronger. I believe that with all my heart. That's why Stronger Together is not just a lesson from our history. It's not just a slogan for our campaign. It's a guiding principle for the country we've always been and the future we're going to build.
And that's Hillary Clinton, hopefully the next president, not just sticking it to Donald Trump. She was taking on the entire libertarian concept. This was going after, the platform that David Koch ran for vice president in 1980 on. That it's all the rugged individual all by himself who lifted himself up by his bootstraps after his daddy died and left him an oil company and became a multi-billionaire. And therefore shouldn't have that evil government regulating his paper factories and his oil refineries. I mean, that's what she was taking on. The whole Ayn Rand, the whole objectivism, the whole libertarian, and the Republican Party that has been so badly infected by all that billionaire money and all that billionaire effort and all that Ayn Rand insanity. It's really a psychopathology.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.